Hey everybody, welcome back. Wayne here. Hope you're all healthy and doing well in this crazy time. This week we're going to talk about something that I have to address with people occasionally, and it's really about snooping, particularly the type of snooping where that's involved in reading your spouse's journal or their recovery materials. And I want to start with, secretly reading your spouse's journal or their recovery material won't reveal the truth and will actually delay your recovery and the couple's recovery from this infidelity. However, appealing it may be, it only complicates recovery and delays the true momentum of recovery. I have a question for you. If you've raised kids, did you ever read your teenager's journal? Was it helpful, and how did it work out? I have no idea how many sessions I've had with parents or siblings even who were devastated by something they read in their teenager's journal. Reading something that they were never meant to see wrongly skews their opinion of the child and potentially destroys their child's trust. So why do we choose to let something that was just to be vented in a moment forever define our spouse? Have you ever said anything in anger that you really didn't mean? Or have you ever had too much to drink and said something that you regretted later? Or even worse, have you had someone take those words spoken in a moment of rage or hurt and nail you to the wall saying something like, "I knew it. I knew that's how you felt." No matter how many times you tell them it's not the truth, they continue to define you by what was said in a moment of distress. If I have the spouse of a client ask what their mate is saying in therapy, I respond by saying, "I'm not going to tell you because oftentimes it's not true." And they'll say something like, "Well, what do you mean it's not true? If they're lying when they come to see you, what's the purpose of meeting and why am I wasting this money?" And then I'll reply with something like, "I'm really no more than a journal." People don't journal to record the truth. Journaling is a process by which they discover the truth. By writing it down, they're able to get it out of their head and onto a piece of paper. Therapy is a journey as well, taken to find the truth or a better perspective. Why would anyone come into therapy if they think they already have all the answers? They become because they've accepted that they don't even know what they don't know, and they want to find out what's true. That said, the process of therapy and what's written in a journal is a process of finding the truth. It's only a reflection of where the person is on that particular day, in that precise moment. It has little to do with what they believe next. If I were to tell you what your mate said, you'd let that influence how you see them and what would be far from true. Many times, professional help is about removing all the distortions from the equation and helping a spouse begin to find clarity and connection with themselves. Only then can they begin to determine what's true about the relationship or the marriage. And couples in crisis have a tendency to minimize their spouse, their feelings. Human beings are wonderfully complex, but to wake up each day knowing how little I know about my spouse could be unnerving. Therefore, we take shortcuts by dismissing their feelings and their experience, which allows us to determine what they mean or who they are. We interpret a lot. We take their actions and their things that are said or written, and we presumptuously let that determine our mate. In reality, there's a good chance that how someone feels about something in one emotionally charged moment won't be true the very next day. But we still see them through that lens of what they said the day before. And we usually don't want to even consider that they may change because we need to maintain our negative perception to justify our response to them. Most of the time, our judgments reveal more about ourselves than they do about our mate. We have this tendency to be jaded in our perceptions when recovering from infidelity, especially. We say it all the time, recovery takes courage, to look at the deepest, most shameful aspects of our life. It's about learning to see our own self-centeredness. It's about identifying, accepting, and healing our own wounded and protector parts. It's about learning to focus on how our actions impact others rather than focusing on what they've done to us. You know, for many, finding the answer to those things requires writing about what we've done. And the process of writing out what we believe allows us to look at it then objectively, to decide whether it's true or not, if it fits. It's a painful process if someone's mate reads that material, and even worse, when they act on the information alone. It's just not the whole story, and a mere journal entry, a private expression of your spouse's individual recovery, can launch us into a foolish outburst. There is something mystical about the written word. And for whatever reason, when we see something in writing, we automatically believe it's true. My grandfather was a proofreader at the Dallas Morning News for over 50 years. And he had this saying, if you believe everything you read, your blood will turn to shit and you will die for sure. He said that so many times in my life. Your spouse may have been lying to themselves and are just now developing the courage to look at themselves honestly. We don't lie to ourselves because we're appalled at our true nature. We lie to ourselves when we've been behaving in ways we never thought we would, in ways that we most likely don't even enjoy. Remember, behavior does not equal motive. To navigate out of the deception these behaviors trap us in requires difficult and rigorous honesty. If the person has to edit what they write to make it acceptable to their mate, they'll never be able to be honest with themselves. And therefore, our controlling tendencies have done two disservices. First, we've stifled our mate from revealing what is truly going on in their pursuit of truth. And then second, we've trampled on boundaries to get at what we think is true, only to find it may have been the truth of the moment, but not the truth of the relationship. As much as we want to, we can't control how fast our mate heals, forgives, or even gets it. We really just don't have that much control in this equation. We can, however, focus on our own healing from infidelity, which will allow our spouse the freedom to recover at his or her own pace. Though we can't control our spouse's actions, we can control the choices we make. And a great place to start is harboring hope for the betrayed spouse and, even hope for healing for the unfaithful spouse. Both can help facilitate personal growth and personal healing. These courses focus on your individual healing and provide a safe place to discern what that will look like for you individually. And that will have a great impact on your relationship as well. So hopefully all that's helpful. I know I said a lot there in a short amount of time, but thanks so much for joining me. I'll be back again next week. And until then, stay healthy. Know that we here at Fair Recovery are hoping for the best for all of you, and we're here to support you any way we can. Thanks so much.